Hey everybody, welcome to the Youth Movement Online. My name's Matt and I'm the youth pastor here at Glory City Church and have the privilege of leading this youth ministry, Glory City Youth Movement. Hey, I just wanted to say welcome to you if you're watching for the first time, whether it's on Instagram TV, YouTube or Facebook. Hey, welcome to the Youth Movement Online. We're so stoked that you're watching with us. So what we're going to be doing in this episode of the Youth Movement Online is we're going to be doing a student interview. Here at the Youth Movement, we're super passionate about impacting the world around us, and better yet, we're super passionate about equipping and empowering as many young people to do that. You know, we believe that young people can impact their school, their workplace, and their family. And we thought, why not get an awesome member of our youth family. She's in grade 12 and she's been killing it at her school. And why not just interview her on how she has been impacting the school and what she's done. So hey, why don't I welcome up our special guest for today, Margherita Cossa.
Hey guys.
Woo, it's Margherita. Hey, why don't you tell everybody who you are?
Yeah, so I'm Margherita Cossa and I'm in grade 12 at Wavell State High School.
Yes, where's Wavell?
So Wavell Heights is on the north side, it's near Kedron. Yeah.
Kedron, right. That's awesome. Hey, I thought, you know, before we get into the interview where we ask the real serious questions, I thought, hey, maybe not all of you guys would know who Margherita is. Maybe not all of you guys would know who I am. And I thought, why not we play a little game at the beginning so you can get to know us a bit better as people. So the game is, it's a spin-off of Spill Your Guts and Fill Your Guts. I don't know if you've seen that on James Corden show, but it definitely inspired me. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to be playing Spill Your Guts or Fill Your Guts, but instead of having random food, we're going to be having spicy noodles. So why don't we bring out the spicy noodles, bring out the milk, and I'll explain the rules to you. All right, we're back. So we've got the spicy noodles. Here they are. I don't know what this brand is. All I know is it's really, really hot. Me, I don't know about you, do you handle hot stuff well?
Not particularly, no.
Me too. If I go to Nando's, barbecue, because I cannot handle mild at all. It's too hot for me. So anyway, the way the game works is we've each got 5 questions for each other. We don't know the questions that each other are about to ask the other person. So I don't know what she's about to ask me. She doesn't know what I'm about to ask her. Basically how the game works is she's got to ask me a question and I either have to answer the question or I have to eat these noodles. So same goes for her. And we've got some fire questions lined up for each other. So we got milk as well because safety. Question number 1 from Matt. What is your most embarrassing moment?
I'm going for the noodles. Here we go.
Yeah. Oh, that's spicy.
Okay.
Question number 2 for Margherita. If stuck on an island with only the bare essentials, who do you think would and wouldn't survive out of Travis Barrow, Livia Kelly, Jai Furlong, or Emmy Wine?
Wouldn't survive.
So who wouldn't and who would survive?
Okay. Travis would probably feel like he'd be quite creative and he'd let's build something. I feel like Emmy, she's a bit she's lovely. She's just too lovely to be out stuff. She probably wouldn't survive. Yeah.
Damn cold. What about out of Liv and Jai? Who do you think would survive and who wouldn't survive?
I feel like Jai would probably be I don't know. Can I think about this? Yeah, I feel like Liv and Travis would survive because they'd just have that attitude. They'd be like, we have to survive, we have to get out of this. And then Jai and Emmy, they're just a bit soft. So they'd probably just.
Do you hear that, Jai? You're soft. All right, Respect. Hey, respect for answering that. I did not think she'd answer
Don't be
that.
offended.
I did not think impressive. Hey, respect. They're hot noodles.
What was the naughtiest thing you ever got away with
Oh,
in your childhood?
Oh no, I can't answer this one. Sorry, my school will find me and put me in jail, so no. FBI, open up! I cannot say this. So bad. A big bite for how bad it was. Alright, third question. Rank from 1 to 3, 1 being the best, 3rd being not the best. Rank from 1 to 3, these leaders' preaching abilities. Travis, Jai, and me.
No. I can't do this. No, I'm eating the noodles again.
I knew she wouldn't do it. She's too kind. Oh, shucks. It's really hot. Yeah.
Number 4, Matt. Okay. If you were on an island and you had to pick 3 youth students, who would you pick?
To survive? If I wanted to survive?
If you wanted to survive.
I'm gonna answer this. I'm gonna answer this. I believe we've got some awesome young people who I can stand the test of time with. Okay, 1, this isn't because he's filming, this is genuinely because he's really resourceful, is I would pick Asher Murgard, probably pick Ty Clark. So Asher Murgard because he's really resourceful. Ty Clark is extremely fit and he's also like he has a lot of initiative, so he can do a lot of things and I wouldn't have to ask him to. And he also knows he's not like super out. Like I'm super loud, so I find it hard to be around other loud people. So I reckon he knows like when to speak and not to speak, when not to speak. So I reckon he'd be good. I reckon I could spend a lot of time with him. 3rd, okay, I'd also pick Tate Furlong because he also knows how to build things and he's super innovative. So that's 3. Ash Murgard, Tate Furlong, Ty Clark. Love you guys. Love you all as well, but just got to think about the human race, you know, and survival. All right. 4th question for Margherita. Which leaders do you think have the best fashion game and the worst fashion game? So we've got the best fashion game and the worst fashion game.
The best?
You gotta eat.
Okay, I've got to eat.
That's the question, Margherita.
Yeah, okay. I'm gonna eat it.
I'm stone cold. I'm sorry. I would have answered that. If you know, you know. Full on. You know. So hard.
Okay. Number 5, Matt. Okay. What is your biggest kitchen fail?
I'm really clumsy. I'm gonna answer this one, but I'm really clumsy, so I can list at least 3 off the top of my head. I remember once the stovetop. You know how you have stovetop and then you have the glove compartment, like a cupboard where all the glass spices are kept. I don't understand, firstly, why the heck they're kept there when there's a glass stove right before. I understand for cooking, but it just like, of course they're gonna fall. Anyway, I opened it really quickly and they all fell out and fell right on the stovetop and just cracked all of it, and I had to pay like $1,000 to my mum for like 6 months because I broke it. 2, this happened this has happened in the last 6 months. I was having a bad day, I was really emotional, and I came back and I was just like agitated. And Emmy had cooked me veggies, but she hadn't cooked me salmon, and it was like 10 o'clock at night, and I was like, annoyed because she had to cook me salmon. So I cooked myself salmon. I don't know, salmon cooks really quickly, So it's 10 o'clock and I set the smoke alarm off and we're in an apartment. So it was like 10 o'clock at night and I set the smoke alarm off and it like obviously woke everyone up and I got really annoyed. And then what else? Probably about it, I reckon. Alright, number 5 for Margherita. Who is your least favourite leader?
No.
Least favourite? It's
Least
still your
favourite.
favourite, it's just the least favourite. Well, I hope you found out more about us. But yeah, anyway. Yo, what's up everybody? We're back. We've cooled off. I still kind of feel like I'm gonna vomit and my mouth is still burning. But it's okay. How are you feeling?
Yeah, a bit better, yeah. Pretty good.
Anyway, moving on. We're gonna get into the actual interview. That was just fun and games. That was just mucking around. But we're gonna get to the meat here. Yeah, like as I said before, you know, we're super passionate about equipping you guys to impact your schools, your workplaces, your family. You know, we have a core value as a ministry that, you know, we are not a program, but rather we are a movement. That's why we're super passionate about it. You know, we want to get down to the nuts and bolts on how you guys can impact your school. So first and foremost, why don't you just share the journey you've been on in regards to impacting your school with everybody?
Yeah, so from grade 7 to 10, I was at a different school to what I am now. And it was a Catholic school. And I feel like there wasn't the same openness to God in a way because they had the Catholic teaching and there just wasn't like the same support to start a group there. I did have like an unofficial sort of group with a few friends that we would like sometimes meet in the library and like read some work together. But yeah, so in grade 11 I moved to Waverley High School and I really felt like that was where God had placed me to impact people. So I made contact with the chaplain there and there was a few practical barriers that we had to overcome, like things like what day the group could be on, and when to have it, like where to have the group. And I think sometimes Satan actually does like put those barriers there because he doesn't want it to happen, obviously. But yeah, so that took like probably at least a good term to get sorted. But yeah, we eventually got it running and yeah, it hasn't always been easy. Like sometimes, like the start of this term, nobody came to the group at all. It's just me and the chaplain sitting in the room, which I wasn't too discouraged about. And I think it's important not to get too discouraged about it because, like, just believe that God's going to use it. And yeah, so there'll be like ups and downs. Like sometimes no one might come, sometimes 8 people might come. So yeah. Yeah,
that's so good. I love how like, you know, there's been a few young people, like including Margherita, who have been doing these things for a while, and it's been really cool to see how, yeah, there can be the seasons where like you might not feel like you're seeing any fruit just because maybe people aren't coming, or because maybe you're not seeing what you define as success. And it's been so cool just to see a lot of our young people who are doing these groups in their schools like actually be willing to push past that barrier of discouragement and realize, you know, even when they might not see it working, like they're actually planting seeds into the people around them, and eventually those seeds are actually going to produce fruit. That's so good. I love how you shared that. All right, well that's really good. We got about 5 questions here. So the second one is, so far, in regards to the whole journey, what would you say for you, what's been the most important thing you've learned?
I think definitely not worrying about what people think. It's one of the biggest and easiest ways Satan traps us from doing what God wants us to do and to being free.
Sure.
So yeah, I think sometimes it's easy to worry, like, as a leader of this group, like, how am I going to be seen in school? Like, how am I going to be perceived? Yeah, so little things like that. Yeah, it's probably been the biggest
That's so true. I think the reason, one of the reasons I'm so passionate about doing this type of stuff and really putting the spotlight on young people who are doing awesome things in their school is I'm 22, so I'm still quite young, and I obviously grew up Christian, and I was at a Christian school, and as soon as I kind of became youth pastor and when I really started to come to know who I am as a Christian and had confidence in that, one thing that I would look back on and say man, I wish I did differently was man, I wish I just went hard at my school, because now I feel I so realize what you're saying of man, it doesn't matter what people think, you're probably not even going to see them anyway. But when I was at school, I just felt I was swamped by fear and peer pressure, and it's I actually cared so much about, looking back, I wouldn't have realized it, but I cared more about what people thought of me if I stepped out in faith versus just being obedient to God and planting seeds. All right, moving on. Third question. So far, what would you say has been the biggest challenge for you?
I think learning how to lead humbly, because it comes into worrying about what people think, I guess. Remembering that I'm actually not the leader of the group there, Jesus is, and I'm there so that people can experience God, not to see me as spiritual or something like that. So I think just learning to listen to what God wants me to do and not worry about how it's going to be perceived or how I'm going to look. So just learning to let go, and not reflect too much on how the session went or anything, but just let Jesus, do his thing. Yeah.
That's so good. That's a winner. If we can just finish it here, that's a winner. That's the best point of it so far. Hey, it's not about us, it's about him. You're about to graduate, so if you were to look back, is there anything you'd do differently?
I think just taking every opportunity I can to point to Jesus. If there's a conversation with my peers about someone might mention God or something, just digging a little further with them, or even just praying for people when they just say, I've got this, a sore something. You can be oh, can I pray for you? Because you can't lose anything. So I think taking more opportunities.
I think that's so key. Honestly, I think for young people, it's so key. It's so simple, you, me, all of us, I feel every single day we're all surrounded by moments, and we're all surrounded by opportunities. And I think a lot of things hinge on us actually taking that opportunity, the manifestation of God's presence in our life, or God's working in our life, or God's kingdom being established on earth. I feel it's dependent on whether we actually take the opportunity and we step out in faith. So it's so good. Hey, it's so good to hear that from a year 12 student, who's about to finish school, and who isn't going to have that, I guess, ministry place anymore. It's awesome. All right, last question, big question. Basically, all the people watching, probably got year 7s, 8s, 9s, 10, 11, 12. You got people who might have started a Christian group at their school or Bible study, press something, or you've got people who have never started anything and kind of just maybe they're keen, they just don't know how to. What would you say, in your experience, what would you say have been the 3 most important things you did in your school? So 3 most important things you did in your school.
Okay, well, even though it's not, I think the first biggest thing, even though it's not directly in school, is just spending time with God, because that's where revival starts. And the more you spend time with God, the more He grows a heart to see people touched by Him, because you're just filled with His love and you want to share it. So I think that's yeah, that's the biggest thing you can do to impact your school. Another thing is just like I said before, like just looking for those opportunities and taking them and taking a little bit of a risk, because God rewards risks, good risks. But
That's
yeah.
right, good risks.
The third thing for me was probably just like starting the group, because it really gives God a door to work through. And yeah, I know that it's what He wants to do, and I know that He's going to bless that. So yeah.
Come on. So good. So good. I love that. Number one, spend time with Jesus. Well, thank you so much, Margherita, for jumping on.
Yeah.
Absolute honor. You're killing it. Hey, we hope that you were blessed by that. We hope that that really helped you grow and helped you learn how to impact your school. Thanks so much for watching, guys. It's Matt signing out. And hey, I just wanted to say thank you for jumping on and watching. I hope you had fun, but I also really, really hope and I'm praying that you guys learned a lot and you're leaving this video, this interview, feeling equipped and confident to really step out in your world. So go be awesome, go impact your school. And I know obviously it might be a bit weird us doing this right now in the sense of the virus and you not being able to go back to school right away. But hey, I actually encourage you, you're not at school, but the reality is unless you're in grade 12 or you're not going back to school, you're going to be going back to school. So use this time to, hey, why don't you close your bedroom door and pray. Ask God for a fire in your spirit for your school. And these tips that were shared, actually put them to practice and go into your school prepared, go into your school in faith that God wants to use you and that God wants to do something amazing at your school. So yeah, see you later. Matt signing out. Have a great week. Bye.